Hey everyone, welcome back to another video with Sokai YGO. Today I got you guys a Paleo Frog deck list for July 2020. No way in shape is this a top tier deck. It is a fun deck, it's a rogue deck in my opinion. If you can stop Emancipators and Eldritch before they get going, you'll definitely take the win. Let's get right to it. So with the main deck we play 3 Swap Frogs, of course. He's the main guy in the deck. You special him, normal him. By specialing, you send the frog to grave, and then when he's on field, you can send a frog to grave, and then normal him the same thing. So usually the play would be to special him first by sending a frog to grave, normally dupe frog, and then send the card to grave or Ronin Totem, and then you can make a quick totally awesome, and then his effect to bounce him back, and then you can normal him. So you play 3 of him. Then you play 3 dupe frogs. He's pretty much what you want to send with Swap Frog. When he's on the field, he's a 2000 defender. You always put him in defense, obviously, and he has to be attacked first before you attack any other monster. And when he's sent to grave, if it doesn't miss timing, you can add a frog to your hand. And then we just play 2 Ronin Totems. Once he's in grave, you can banish a frog monster. So normally you would frog dupe frog and bring him out in defense position. And you have a dupe Ronin Totem and Swap Frog. You can make yourself a totally awesome on the quickness. And then next standby phase, you can bring a dupe frog with totally awesome's effect. And then normally when I used to play frogs, I would just have, those were only my only monsters. But now I added the Lilith package, just because when she's normal, you can have her attack, and you can choose your opponent you can show your opponent 3 traps, and they get to choose which one you want to use. And that's a pretty good effect, just to get your traps going. So I used 3 of her. You don't want to see her, but if you do, if you have her, then so be it. Then we play 2 hand traps, Ash Blossom. It's a staple. You always have to use Ash Blossom. And then for the 1-0, we play 1 Absolute King Backjack. It's pretty good. You send him to grave using... Yeah, you send him to grave. You can quickly... When you send to grave, you can excavate 3 cards from your deck, and you can put them in however set you want. You can order him in any way, and then you can banish him to, if it's a trap card, you get to set it, and if it's not, you send it to graveyard. But you usually use his first effect to sculpt your deck first, so that way you always get a trap on the first time. So he's good, just for traps. And then for spells, we only play 1 Scapegoat, and I'll explain later in the extra deck, but this is a really good card for this deck. You should play it. And then for traps, we play 3 Paleozoic Dinomiscus. His effect, target a card, you can banish him. Target a card, if it goes through, you can banish it and then discard a card. So normally you would discard another trap in your trap, or Ronin Totem or dupe frog, mostly Ronin Totem if you have it. And when a trap's activated, boom, you can bring them back in defense position, and you can go from there. And then we play 3 Illinoides. Doesn't do it justice that all the other Paleozoics are supers, and then this is the only common, but it's fine. It's an MST, it's really good. So same, what an MST does, trap, activate, pop back row, the same things. All Paleos have the same effect when you can bring them out in defense position, or you can bring them out from trap. And then we play 3 Paleozoic Canadias. It's a Book of Moon, so activate Book of Moon card, and then same thing. If it's engraved, trap. If the trap's activated, you can bring them out. And if it's on the field, same with all the Paleozoics, if he's on the field and he's sent to grave, they're banished instead. So usually you put those as link material. I'm sorry, as XC material. And then we play 3 Trap Tricks, a really busted card. You get to activate, banish a normal trap, and then set a card. So you can pretty much banish a Paleozoic or Impermanence or or Heavy Storm Duster, anything like that, whatever you see fit for the situation, and you can set it and activate it that turn. You can activate the set card that turn, but you can only use 1 trap. So usually the recommended play is to try and use the other traps before and then activate this last, or depending on your situation. But it's a 3 of always. And then we play, of course, 3 Impermanence. It's really good if you can't get the Impermanence, use the Infect Veilers. It's a really good card from the hand, same thing, Trap Trick Burn, it's really good. Then the spicy tech is we play Dark Sacrifice. So when a card is about to be destroyed, 2 cards are, I believe it's 2 cards. If a card is being destroyed, you can send a dark, level 3 or lower dark to your grave and negate the effect. So that's why we use Lilith, level 3 dark, and then we use the 1 Backjack. So 3 of these is really good. And negate and destroy. Then we play 3 Compulse. Not much to say, just sends special summon card, bounce them back. And then we play 3 Heavy Storm Dusters. Twin Twisters, trap, you just lose your battle phase, but you hardly ever use it during your own turn. And then we play the 1 Imperial Order. That's good, especially cards that need spells, like Eldritch, for example. They don't really use that much spells, but when they do, you have the Imperial Order, just have it. And for extra deck, we play the 1 Last Warrior from Another Planet. From the main deck, it doesn't really explain why you use it, and I'll explain later. But you bring him, can't special. Then we play the 1 Paleozoic Opabinia. Once you bring it out, if it has a Paleo Trap as a material, detach, and you can add a Paleo Trap from your deck to your hand. And with him on the field, usually in defense, you can use Paleo Traps you can activate Paleo Traps from your hand. And then sadly, we play the 1 Totally Awesome. He's an Omni Negate. He's a beast. It sucks that he got hit to 1. Of course, you always run him at 3, but now he's at 1. But it's okay, in my opinion. He's good at 1. It gives you 2 more slots to have for extra deck, because when he's sent to grave, his effect, if he's sent to grave, you can add a water back to your deck. So bring back Totally Awesome. You keep bringing him back, even though you would like to bring back a Swap Frog or anything like that. But adding the Totally Awesome's fine. And he has a Aqua on the field. You can ditch the Aqua, tribute the Aqua, negate the effect, destroy it, and if you want, you can set it. So it's a really broken card. I see why it's at 1, but I don't agree with it. And then we play 1 Alamonocaris. He's a beater, 24 beater. When a trap's activated during any turn, you can excavate a card, and if it's a trap, you can set it. And he can detach a material. If he has a Paleo Trap as a material, you can detach and pop a card on the field. This card won me a few games, but I rarely go into him. And then we play the 1 Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. We play him just because he's 35, he can't be touched, and same with Warrior. I'll explain in a bit. So for our links, we play the Link Karibo and the Link Spider. It's for the Scapegoat plays, of course. And we play the IP Masquerena. There's a play that I use with the Scapegoat to bring her out, and her effects pretty much make sense. Security Dragon, same thing for Scapegoat. Most of these links are because of Scapegoat, so you can make a Security Dragon. The Nightmare Cerberus, same thing. They'll pop a card, discard. Akish Magician, no really big explanation on her. Play the Nightmare Phoenix, same. It does back row removal, but same with, you can start up plays with it. Then the Nightmare Unicorn, just in case your IP gets stopped or whatever the case may be, you can bring out this Link 3. And then for the Link 4s, we have Topologic Ouroboros. He's my tech because when he's pointed at any of his Link materials, you can pop you can nuke the whole board. And what's interesting about it is that if you special back a Paleozoic, I forgot to mention, Paleozoics are unaffected by monster effects. So if you bring the whatever Paleozoic at where he points to, you nuke the whole board, but you still have that Paleo wherever he's pointed, and he comes back after at the end phase, and he gains 100 for each banished card. So he's usually for one of those like late game flexes, or if you really desperately need him, then you bring him out. And then the last card is you play the Mech Knight Crusader Avermax. He's your Scapegoat. You end with him on the Scapegoat, IP Masquerena, and then Security Dragon or whatever the one of Link Karibo, and use IP Masquerena's effect, bring him out, and he's pretty much unstoppable. And that's pretty much it for the main and extra deck. For the side deck, we play 3 Lavo Golems. He's helpful, just spot removal. And we play the 3 Sphere Mode, same thing, spot removal. Going second, you play the Evenly Matched, so staple, makes sense. And then the reason why you play Ultimate Falcon and Warrior from Another Planet is with Waking the Dragon. Once you put these game 2, they're expecting heavy back. They know you're playing heavy back row. They're gonna sub in their Twin Twisters. Boom, they pop these. They activate. You can bring out any extra deck monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, and that's why you bring the Ultimate Falcon and the Warrior from Another Planet. This is probably one of my favorite cards. I wish I could main deck it, but it's more situational for game 2. And then you finish off with a Pointer of the Red Lotus. Pay 1,000, look at their hand, rip one out. And that's pretty much it. Alright, well that's it for Paleos. Hope you enjoy it. Try to make it budget friendly as possible. But it's a fun deck. I honestly enjoy the deck a lot. Times I've used it, I don't really do well. But now that I spiced it up like this, and I just have every time I play it, I just have a great time with it. It's a really fun deck. All right, guys, thank you. If you leave a like, subscribe, comment, share it to your friends. I appreciate it. All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you.